He's the first person in the history of this program. We've interviewed a number. I mean, listen, we're a show about lifestyle and business, and we interview people from every single industry.
Sure.
We've had a couple of cannabis companies on, but one of the most remarkable pieces of this puzzle for legalizing medicinal and recreational marijuana is the fact that there really isn't an infrastructure in place like there is for alcohol, like there is for even, you buy a bedspread, there's a tag on it that you will get arrested for if you remove it.
That's right.
Okay?
Pillow, mattress.
Well, EVIO Labs comes along and becomes the gold standard, the best practices for the standardization and compliance testing for the cannabis industry.
Got it. Now I wonder, were they testing anything else before that?
Well, it's hard to say. Will Waldrop is our guest.
He
is the CEO of EVIO Labs, EVIOLabs.com. EVIO is a stock symbol. They are publicly traded. And you're looking at the website there. If you're watching us on television, on the radio, it's very simple. Just go to EVIOLabs.com. Well, great to have you back. Thanks so much for coming back on the air with us, sir.
Well, good morning, Sully. Thank you again for having me today.
So, Rusty Nails, of course, we produce a program on this television network called Live High Live because Russ is an advocate about the business of cannabis, as you are as well. First of all, let's start over again for the folks that didn't maybe see you last time, or even some of your own fans. Talk about the start of EVIO Labs, what EVIO Labs does, and a little bit about your background.
Absolutely. Well, thank you again. EVIO Labs started in 2015. My business partner and I, Lori Glauser, started as a compliance safety company in the state of the cannabis industry, and we really saw an upcoming need for safety. Coming from traditional business, coming into a brand new industry that has some great self-regulation, but really didn't have a standard across the U.S. on how products should be delivered to the consumer. We have a great, huge marketplace coming out. We have $1 billion in testing. We have a $25 billion cannabis industry, and we need to ensure that as the hockey moms, the NASCAR dads start consuming this product, they feel safe. Just like they're going to the drugstore today to buy Tylenol or Advil, they need to feel safe that they're buying cannabis and they're going to realize the benefits from it and not have any negative side effects.
And not only safe, but when you go back into a shop in Portland or California or any other state, you're able to tell them what you want, and they can give it to you with the same elements that you got in any other distribution
that's
center.
the standardization side of it, right? Well,
absolutely. That's where we standardize our potency testing. So if you're going to buy a flower in Oregon or California or Massachusetts, you can go in and see how much CBD, how much THC, and make sure you have the right balance for whatever you're trying to treat.
And how many companies do what you do? Or like 3 of them, and that's what's slowing down my bud delivery? Or how many are doing what you do?
In California right now, there are 30 temporary licenses.
That's stupid.
And that means right now there are about 30 companies providing testing.
Yeah.
And but from our research, there's only about 7 companies today that are providing pure compliance testing. As of January 1st of this year, everything needed to be tested in California. July 1st, they increased the testing requirements, and they're going to increase it again in January 1st of 2019. So the bar keeps getting raised, as Sully said earlier. There's only a few companies out there that have ISO accreditation and have the capabilities to test cannabis to state standards.
So, and by the way, let's put our business hat on for a second. As a CEO of a publicly traded company, you've been CEO of several companies in the past, including being in charge of national distribution for AirTouch Cellular. But as a CEO of a public company, when there's a mandate, when the government says you got to do something, that's good for you guys, correct?
Oh, absolutely. We are mandated in every state that we operate in that before any product goes to sell, it must be tested. Why not it be EVIO Labs as that testing company?
Are you coming up with things like like a pee test, a little lick test, a little
what?
For just to put a bud in a little container and go, oh yeah, it's very potent, it's not potent, or I don't know, a quicker way to test, like an over the counter or something.
Are you guys testing the actual plant itself, or are you testing the chemicals in the plant, or are you testing it all?
We're testing it all. We're testing the plant. We're testing the oil that goes to a vape pen. And in California, we're testing that final product. So if you're buying an infused chocolate or an infused gel tab, we're testing everything to ensure that it's safe for human consumption.
Hey, so Will, let's move over to the infrastructure side of this argument. And by the way, Will Waldrop is our guest. He's the CEO of EVIO Labs, EVIO. Labs.com. That's also their stock symbol, EVIO. They're a publicly traded company. I have to ask about this infrastructure play because you know, Russ, before you got in the air, I don't think you heard, but we were talking about the cannabis industry got kind of excited, you know, once Colorado came onto play, and then other states fell involved. But I think California didn't. I mean, they literally got caught with their pants down. We went live with legal recreational marijuana on January 1st of this year, with literally no infrastructure in place for child protective packaging, for standardization and compliance testing like you guys do, for even best practices advertising. As a whole, is that about right for the whole country? Is everybody sort of behind the curve until it happens? Or are you seeing more of a face-forward approach to getting these things in place before these states go legal?
No, what we're seeing is that, look, we're pioneering a brand new industry, not just EVIO, but the entire industry itself. So as you look at California, yeah, we went recreational on the ballot in November of 2016. And the state had to jump through hurdles in order to get the emergency rules in place for January 1st of 2018. Now, it seems like, 12 months should be enough time, but that's not a lot of time. You talk about the size of California and the economy. Now, one of the nice things we're seeing is that as states come online, they're looking at best practices. I know California looked at Oregon, looked at Colorado, looked at Washington. So we're seeing that it's getting quicker. But as we're still pioneering a new industry, what we're seeing is that there's need for change. So California's already amended the rules, looking for another amendment recently as they listen to the supply chain, they listen to cultivators, listen to us, EVIO Labs, to ensure that we have the best practices that don't add too much cost or burden, if you will, to the product itself.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that's the big challenge is right now, if you get too much taxes, or I say sometimes too much testing, you're going to end up in a situation where you're going to still push product back to the gray market. And we need to avoid that. We need to ensure that we have clean, safe, affordable cannabis for the industry and for our consumers.
I still got a guy, just in case, in case, I got a guy.
Hey, I'm assuming you know the numbers. In Colorado, they overestimated the number of tax dollars that were going to be brought in the first year, but then the second and third year dwarfed any sort of by hundreds of percentage points the number of tax dollars. Is that still a great play for states? Not just the medicinal sort of side of things, but as well as the financial. Because basically, if you can tax it and you control it, it's going to be better for your general fund for your individual state. Is that still a positive play for these states?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Both at a state level and also a local jurisdictional level. Like in California, they're projecting over $1 billion in tax revenues just from recreational cannabis at the state.
Yeah.
Plus, local municipalities are charging anywhere from 1% to 6% on all sales of cannabis in their local areas. So this is a great opportunity for the states and local municipalities to work together with industry to help revitalize a lot of areas as well.
Well, give me some good news now. Are we speeding this process up? Is it getting
Which process?
quicker? Well, and do people just send you like, well, here's a couple pounds of weed. Could you test it for me? Let me know if it's good or not. Or what do you get, a sample in the mail? Can I visit your warehouse?
Well, I'm going to keep. Will, do you have time for us to stay a little bit longer today? Are you free?
I certainly do.
Okay, let's stay right there because I want to talk to him about those very things.
See, how do you know? Because by the time it gets from field to test, it could dry out a little, and you're going to lose a couple elements. And how so many questions.
Well,
Don't let this guy go.
Well, by the way, Will's going to be with us for the next 3 hours. The show's only a half hour.
Cannabis talk.
Prohibition didn't even work in the Garden of Eden. Adam ate the apple.
Damn.
So think about that. We take the production chain out of the hands of criminals and in the hands of producers and testers like Will.
You think Adam smoked pot?
No.
That's why he ate the apple. Got the munchies? Said, man, dude, look at this thing.
You're going to hell.
Stop it! Put that back!